Okay, hair about dry as hell at this point in the day. So, we're gonna go with it because I'm not fixing nothing. It's been a long damn day. Had 7 kids in my home today. 7 kids. And now I have 2 left. And those 2 make up for 7 kids by themselves. Hey friends, it's just Britt and I'm back with another video. Of course, back again. I think at this point I'll have 3 videos on my page. I know it's been a while because I've been doing the podcast. By the way, make sure you subscribe to both me and Shy Leo. The description will be the information will be in the description box. I really hate how close this is, so you guys can see all my flaws, but it is what it is. This channel is about being transparent in all aspects of my life. Yeah, so I wanted to come here and do a video I've been wanting to do since last year. I know, late as hell. My glasses might be crooked, but I can't see how I look without it. If my eyelashes messed up, just bear with me. It is what it is. So, anyway, guys, I was here to make a video. So, I want to give a disclaimer. As always in most of my videos, there's always some kind of kid. I said some kind of. Somebody's kid, my kid in the background making noise. It is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm going to make sure when I edit the videos, I turn the volume up really loud. So, hopefully you hear me. And hopefully, I'm about to test to see how bad this is. Anyway, so I'm back. And yeah, I don't know if I'm make this video Q&A. I think I'm just gonna make more so speak about random things. Random things, sorry. Like, I so frequently ask questions for autistic moms, or moms of autistic children, because there is a such thing as autistic moms. You know, moms who are autistic themselves. So I do not want to make sure I want to make sure I don't word that wrong, because I'm not autistic, although I am going to do some testing to figure that out, because I am seeing some similarities, but again, I'm not, so I'm not going to claim their title. But yeah, so I've seen so those questions or statements in a sense, so let me pull it up to help give you some guidance on this video, since now I have a little distraction. So I did see this quote that I love, that a lot of autistics use themselves or you know, parents and supporters, and it is, if you met one autistic child or person, then you've met just one autistic child or person. Because just like anyone else, just like any, you know, diagnosis, you can't group them in at all. So just because, you know, and that's actually that's one thing that does bother me. Like, I understand there was some similarities in personalities, or hold on a second. So anyway, I wanted to make sure I said that, because it's true. Oh, that's what I'm saying. So this is going to be a little mixed up because I'm distracted with the kids. But basically, that is a pet peeve. That's one of the biggest things annoying thing you could say to a mom of autistic children or autistic person in general. Like, oh, I know about autism because such and such, my cousin and them, or whoever, my nephew is autistic, niece, whatever. Or, oh, you know, trying to, like, oh, I guess, you know, assume that my child is a certain way because you know how another child is. Like, that's annoying, because my child is his own person. He might have similar. Okay, no staring at each other. You know, he might have similar stories, but you know, different children, different process. So yeah, so I want to make sure I say that. So on here, a question was, how old was your child when they were diagnosed with autism? This guy, Josiah. Okay, settle down. Josiah was diagnosed when he was literally just after he turned 3, so last summer. So we finally got the diagnosis, literally his birthday month. The reason why it wasn't too much of a shock for me because personally I diagnosed him before he was diagnosed. I was getting, you guys know if you follow me, those who do, if you don't, if you're new here. I definitely last year I got my degree in early childhood development last year. So when I was doing like my last 2 semesters, we were doing developmental stages and stuff like that. And we were basically watching a video I won't ever forget. I broke down crying at this time. This was the year before his diagnosis. Before I say that, let me go back. A little history of my son. So Josiah, he started off very advanced, I guess you want to call it. You know, he started talking or jargon, not jargon, but what is the word? Early education person here. Don't know the word. I can't think sure right now. It's been a long day. But anyway, he started making the sounds of mama and dada at 3 months. This is going to be a lot of editing. But, yeah. So, about 3-4 months. Also, you know, he started, like, literally, he rolled the first week home. He started rolling around, you know. And it's crazy. But then all of a sudden, he stopped. He started, like, he said hi, you know, he waved. He said the word hi out his mouth. And within a couple months. And I was just like, wow, my son's, like, really, really advanced. And then he stopped. Like, literally stopped. I had to re-teach him how to do all those things. And that took a long time. He started, not only was he regressing, which is going backwards, you know, stuff like that. He also was now behind on his milestones, sitting, rolling again. What else? Sitting, rolling, you know, put anything when it came to push, because he did not like tummy time. So he did not like putting weight on his arms and bear weight on him. He like literally from birth, he might have been on there for 2 seconds, and I think that's why he was rolling that first week, to be honest with you. He did not like to be on his stomach area. So tummy time was really hard. It was literally a breakdown. So it was hard for me to keep doing it. I know they say over time, do 1 minute, do 2 minutes, whatever, but it just seemed like torture. So like I tried, but he literally did not do okay with that. So that was a sign there. And then as well as, like I said, going backwards and me reteaching all that. At one point when he was like 6 months, I started doing baby-led weaning, which is basically letting him eat regular food, but obviously cut up safely. And he did so great, the textures. And then one day, something snapped, and he couldn't stand the textures. He couldn't stand touching anything, getting anything wet. Oh my goodness, he's calling me now. You know, I got 10%, so I'm trying to hurry this up. So he went backwards. He refused to eat. I mostly had to start giving stuff squeezies again and feeding him baby food for a long time. He wasn't meeting those milestones. Even like, so he wasn't crawling or bearing weight on his legs. He actually learned to walk and then crawl. And that was after 13 months. He learned how to finally like stand up, and you know, he started putting weight on his legs like 12 months. And then like 13 months, between 13 and 15 months, he kind of got to walk down a little wobble. And then eventually later on, he learned to crawl again. So he's a little backwards with that. Or not backwards, but you know, whatever. I don't know the right words, but yeah. Also, I want to put a disclaimer for anybody that is autistic or a supporter of autism and autistic people. If I say anything wrong, please check me in the comments. I am learning. I did study a lot before even having his diagnosis. I'm trying to make sure I am saying the correct words so I'm not offensive, and so that I can know the correct word, just, you know, to internalize using the proper terms out of respect. And just, I agree with the reasoning behind them. I just don't know everything. So if I made a mistake, please tell me, because I'm still learning, and I'm open to learning, and I'm okay with being checked. Respectfully, of course. Anyway, so yeah, so that happened. So I reached out to infants and toddlers, and from there, about 15, 16 months, I did the assessment and said that he had a 25% developmental delay. So in all areas, cognitive, receptive, everything, speech, motor skills, everything. He had 25% delay. So basically where he was 15 or 16 months at the time, I can't really remember. He was technically aged that, but developmentally he was back at like 7 months. So it, you know, we got started with that, got him into that, but then, you know, COVID hit later, so it really didn't help because it was virtual, and obviously he's not sitting here talking to anyone virtually. So fast forward, when he turned 3, he aged out of the infants and toddlers, and he was able to go to special education called PEP program up here. And also I started him on speech therapy and all that, right? But I'm kind of going to jumping ahead before the diagnosis, so I'm gonna be all over the place. So anyway, jumping back to what I was saying in the beginning about how I knew. I had to do we were in class, on virtual class or whatever. We was watching videos from typical kid and atypical kid, doing multiple different things. I remember one was bubbles. So the person would blow bubbles and watch how the children reacted. Typical kid was popping the bubbles, using words to describe what they're saying, or like pop, pop, imitating kind of thing. They was excited, grasping forward, and you know, that kind of thing. Atypical kid was just more so staring, or maybe didn't pay attention to it, or they didn't engage the way they used to without maybe someone verbally or physically, you know, doing hand over hand, or they freaked out, or whatever the case. And I remember that happened with Josiah when I tried to first introduce him to bubbles. Now he loves bubbles. Took a while, but during that time I was, you know, trying to, you know, play with bubbles with him because he was my baby. So I started doing bubbles and stuff like that, and getting all types of like wands and all that. And he wouldn't go after the bubbles. He would just watch or freak out if he gets like, because he has sensory processing disorder as well. I think it's disorder. Yeah. So, with that being said, I'm trying to think what else was next. Yeah, so from that, and then it was another situation with like the kids playing, and you know, they were using mouth like sounds or talking or asking questions when they were engaging in play. Josiah at the time, he just would sit there, and actually he probably wouldn't sit there for more than like a minute anyway or two, but either way he wouldn't actually engage or make any sounds. He didn't really have the reaction. You can see that he was looking. He takes in everything still to this day, but he didn't know how to, you know, show any verbiage or anything like that, to let it be known that, you know, he was interested or just anything. So another thing was eye contact. Josiah either gave too much eye contact or none at all, especially with new people. Definitely didn't give eye contact. And then sometimes, like I said, he overly stared too, which was a little different. It was like, hey dude, you're staring a hole in my soul. So that was a thing, and I was like looking, and I was like, oh, this is all my son. And I literally remember breaking down crying. I actually had to write the instructor, that's the word, don't judge me. I had to write my professor and tell her like I wasn't able to do the assignment once they moved on to autism and stuff like that. I wasn't able to continue to go. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I wasn't able to continue with the assignment due to it being really emotionally triggering to me. Not because I had anything or shameful with it. It just was so much in my face. And I kept getting told, oh, he's too young to get diagnosed. But I was just like, this is it. Like, this is my son. Like, and then I just started reading about stuff. And then I started getting sad for him just because of, you know, me not being educated on 1 second. Of course, like, I'm a human being. So immediately my thought process went negative, and me being sad for my child and worried about like what our future hold and his future hold mostly, obviously. And I started focusing on the thing. And not only because of like thinking only about the future, I was actually thinking about like recent and current life at that time, where we were having struggles with going out. You know, going out was a lot. You couldn't really go around family, whatever. He freaks out a lot. You know, or you're not being educated on it, or he's not able to speak and describe stuff to me. So I don't know. I felt like everything I was doing was wrong. He was always crying. when we were out. In the house, chill child, best child ever. When we left the house, it was over. And it was like, I am a single parent. Therefore, no one else can do that for me. No one else was going out for appointments with me. Just me navigating this new thing of being a new parent, for one, a single parent, and then now a parent of a child that had a delay at the time only. So, chocolate face. Anyway, this is Josiah, by the way. If y'all haven't seen him on my other videos, he's just sad right now. Oh, that's not nice of her. Did you tell her to not do it?
No,
you tell her no, thank you.
No, yeah.
Okay, so.
Actually, we're doing it.
She's still doing it. Okay, once mommy finished, we're settling down for the night. So it's all good.
Who did the ovals?
You can have the last one if you want.
I don't need ovals.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, so you know, it was already like I was just really overwhelmed. And so me knowing that, I kept having in my head, I kept asking over the months, and I kept getting the same response. He's too young to test. Maybe when he turns 2 or 3, and then whatever. I just kept staying on it. So I did my own research. I found my own doctor for him to finally get the process started. And then the problem is, Josiah is a really social kid, which, newsflash for those who are ignorant, there are autistic people who are really social, or they have good social skills, or they have areas when it comes to being social that they're good at. You know, Josiah does have struggles when it comes to some social aspects. So yeah, but he's really good with adults. And that's where he actually still to this day, he engages better with adults than kids. So when we do assessments and stuff like that, it makes it hard because they're so focused on the social interaction with him that it's hard to see his delays or anything like that. And that's what we had an issue. So it took the lady 3 sessions to fully assess him to finally see what I've been seeing at home. The remote was on the bookshelf. It's a thing, and he wasn't able to talk at the time, so it made it harder to. So, yeah, so that's that. We got that diagnosis finally in August. It was like, I cried not too long though, because I already kind of came to terms with it. Again, I diagnosed him before he was diagnosed. I fought for that because I'm like, I can see it clear as day. I'm with him more than anyone else in the world. And it's just there. And I wanted to get that diagnosis to help us move forward. Not wanted to get it, but I wanted to, you know, get the confirmation that I already knew so that we can get more services for him to get that started. So that's when I went immediately to get him speech therapy, occupational therapy at that time. And then, like I said, enrolling him in special education. And boom, fast forward almost a year later, his speech has improved so much. A lot of things have improved. His gross motor skills, his social skills he's working on. He really is working hard. He really, really, really wants to work at whatever he feels, you know, will help him out in the future. And also, the way I move, I make sure any child that's around him, they're also learning him. He should not only be adapted to them, it should be the other way around as well. And that's why I encourage you, if you come to my home, especially a kid, you're going to have to learn to, hey, he's not going to let you touch his hair. It's going to trigger him. Like, you shouldn't be touching his hair anyway, you know, permission, you know, the whole body. What am I saying? The, consent, sorry. My mind everywhere else. The consent thing, I'm really big on that. All the way in life, even for myself with him. You know, hey, if someone doesn't want to hug, don't hug them, you know. So that kind of thing. Fast forward now, he's actually now being, instead of doing another year of special education, they say he's blossomed so much in all his areas in his education and everything like that as well. He does such a good job at school that he is now going into a typical preschool. So that I'm really proud of him for that. Honestly, like I said, he's done like this Josiah now compared to last year, big difference. Like, we can still go out, but we still have it's still a struggle, but it's more livable. Not livable. Let me use the right words. It's more We're able to do a little bit more than we was last year. Like last year, we couldn't do anything. Like his whole life up till the last few months, we weren't doing anything but, you know, school and coming home, therapy's going home. But now we can go to the playgrounds now. Mons is like gated. I feel like this video might turn long, so I might have to chop it in half. But I want to just speak on that. I kind of stressed that second point on here. The third question on here was, do you prefer to say child with autism? Okay, what are you looking for to put on? Okay, I'll put it on TV. Go ahead. The third question is, do you prefer to say child with autism or autistic child? I like to say autistic child. I have an autistic child because that's part of him, his personality, part of how we move throughout life, because that shit is him. I'm not ashamed. I do know some parents like to say child with autism. I just feel like it's not with, like, it's within him. So saying with it just doesn't fit for me. When Saya gets old enough to start speaking and advocating for himself, then whatever he tells me he prefers me to say, I will say, because I am not the person that is autistic. So therefore, I want to go off what makes him feel better. I mean, not feel better, feel comfortable, and what fits him, that he feels, you know, once he can express that. Right now, I have an autistic child. How does your child communicate with you? Okay, so again, Josiah originally, that was another thing that was in the notes when they did the assessment. He used to only point to stuff, or he'll just do it. So say he needs something to drink, he'll just go over and grab it. Or he'll cry. So instead of using his words, and stuff, he might just point and go or literally just point, or just start crying, whatever the case is. And that's how he used to communicate. Now his words are getting out there. You know, he's getting more words, more vocabulary. But the only thing is, sometimes he forgets to use his vocabulary. And now we don't deal with temper tantrums more so, or meltdowns. It depends on the scenario. And so we're working on the communication part of using his words and language, or even using your body language too. At this point, when he wants something or when he's upset, instead of just crying and screaming and throwing stuff. So that's that question.
Hi y'all. Hi y'all.
This is my niece,
Layla baby.
Layla. Oh, Layla baby. And then this is Josiah. Hold on, Layla, watch him. Go ahead. You don't gotta pull the wig, but Josiah. Oh, you're a zombie? Oh, that's a little scary. Okay, guys, so let me finish this video because
I need to finish this video.
Okay.
What question do you want to ask us, Saya?
Oh, wait, I'll do another one with you guys. You guys check out their interview that's coming out before this video. So check it out. It's on my channel. All right, guys, go ahead. Please, so I can finish this video.
Hi, what do you say? Do you say we have a TV or a CD? Okay, so the next one is, what therapies you feel make the most difference? So I'm answering as his parent because he can't answer for us yet what that means. So again, I'm just speaking from my experience. I can't speak for him because I'm not autistic. And I want to keep putting that out there because those who are new to this, they need to, you know, you guys should educate yourself on it. Autistic adults have spoken on how they feel and that they should be represented. And I really feel like we should respect them and, you know, abide by their wishes. So I don't like to speak for him fully. I like to make it known that I'm only talking from my experience. I only can talk as his mom. If he in the future say it didn't work for him or whatever the case is, then I'm going to go with that right now again. So, okay. So, I just want to keep putting it out there. I feel personally all of them, speech and occupation, because they work hand in hand to help me with issues together. So, like just like elopement, they gave him language with speech so that when I'm giving him those cues, like red light, you know, we do red light, green light type thing when we're out. He does not actually walk alone without a backpack leash or my hand when we're outside of our
safe places, like, you know, traveling through our building to our garage, or from the car to school, or from the car to someone's home that's familiar. But aside from that, he has to have a backpack leash or a hand, because he doesn't loop, which means run away. But we've gotten to the point where he don't need my hand or backpack through the building. That's nice. Please put it down. Put it back. Thank you, baby. All right. All right, go ahead. You know, so that's big progress, because we couldn't do that before at all, literally, last year. And I'd say all of them. So currently he's in speech and occupational. We started physical therapy, and he's also in myology. No, it's like oral facial therapy to help him learn how to swallow. Because he's a picky eater, but really more so he doesn't know how to chew and swallow most textures, so he refuses them, or he might just spit them all out, like chicken, meat mostly, and stuff like that. He'll chew it and then spit it out, so he doesn't actually get the protein in. So we just started that therapy because we found out he's tongue-tied and some more. I can go deep into like therapies in another video. So there was a question where I said, how can I explain autism to my kids? Honestly, I would love some more advice on that. I recently just found out I did it wrong by not telling him the moment he got diagnosed last year. I had no idea that that would be a conversation that I should have did where he wasn't even able to understand or talk. Well, just because, but you know, I guess now checking my ignorance, and stuff like that just because someone's not verbal doesn't mean they don't understand, like, because clearly. But now I get it now. I've learned a lot since last year, so I can admit my flaws. But I just found out I should have done it from day one. I did not tell him for any reason of a shame or anything like that, because if you know me, I talk about it. I'm not shameful at all. Actually, I'm really, really much happy and relieved that we got the diagnosis to confirm, you know, what I saw as a parent, so that it can give us understanding and give me understanding. Definitely, literally, because I used to be like, I don't understand why he does this or why we can't do this. Like, you know, that was like all of my questions, like crying and stuff like that. Like, why can't we just go do the things that I had planned when I got pregnant, what I was going to do with my child, you know? It kind of takes that away. It's like, okay, I know why. Why am I saying why now? Now I know. You know, I might cry and be like, oh, man, I wish we could do A, B, and C. But really, I mean, I really don't have those moments that often, because I know my child and I understand my child. I know his limits. I know his triggers. So me sitting here crying over something that's going to trigger my child seems selfish. So I no longer really have those moments. Hardly ever at this point in life. I might just cry because I might be overwhelmed with not being able to, you know, have him go to certain people's houses and stuff like that to give me a break. But again, I don't know. So I really don't know how to tell him. I did mention once I found out, I started the conversation with him. Again, he didn't give me any feedback, but I'm just going to start like letting him know. So that way when he gets overwhelmed and frustrated and angry, he can start getting in his head and understand that, you know, his brain is wired differently. So it's nothing like wrong with him. He's not a weirdo or anything like that, how people might tease people that's autistic. This video got long and these kids are not letting me finish and be great. So now that I have the little setup here, I'm going to hopefully come back with more video content around being a mother of an autistic child and more experiences. So hopefully I can help people out. I want to go into some deep topics, but again, I don't have time anymore. So this video might come out mad long, and I appreciate if you stay to the end. Please like this video, comment. If you're a mother of an autistic child or an autistic mom, please reach out to me on Instagram so we can connect. I would love to make friends, because it's, you know, it's only people in our world that really understand. We have different children, of course, different experiences. But when it comes to therapies and stuff like that and the struggles of probably being alone in this, we can relate. And I really, really, really would love friends that can relate as well. So, yes, I'll leave my Instagram in the description box so we can connect. Thank you guys for watching. Please stay tuned for more content. My niece needs me to come and help her out, so she said goodbye, friends. So, bye, friends. Thank you.